In this video, I'm going to show to you how to use the online Jupyter Notebook, which is an open source web application that allows you to create documents or Python notebooks that contain live code and may also contain equations, visualizations, and some descriptive or narrative text. First, get into this page. You could choose to install it in your computer by clicking this install, and you can click on this documentation to learn more about how to use this Jupyter Notebook. We move down to this part, the Jupyter Notebook, and then you could try it online, or you could also click this one, install this in your computer, or let's try it in our browser. So we click this one and then click this one. So we wait for this to finish. Okay, so this is now the online IDE. You can choose to close this, and you can also close this one, but let's just leave it open so that we can refer to this anytime we want and explore more on how to use this environment. First, we're going to create a new Python notebook or Jupyter notebook. We click this one, or you could go to File and click New. Okay, and you could choose console or a notebook, or a terminal version, or a text file, or you could create markdown file. So let's just try the notebook. Say we choose this one to create a new notebook, and our latest version is Python 3, so we choose this. And notice that the kernel is Python 3 displayed here. And since this is a new notebook, the default file name is untitled. The extension of the file is IPYNB, meaning Interactive Python Notebook. And as mentioned in our Python instructional material PDF, Python is an interpreted programming language, unlike other programming languages which are compiled. The code of Python is executed line by line. So in this notebook, we could enter one code line or several code lines in one cell. So we call this one a cell. And it is the active cell because we have here the blue bar, which indicates that it is the active cell. We can add more cells by clicking this one, add more. Or if you want to delete this, for example, you choose that cell you want to delete and click the cut button. Okay, so for example, we have here A, B, C, and D. You want to delete this cell containing B, you click this one. So if you're going to save it, you just go to File, Save Notebook, or Save Notebook As, meaning you're going to type in a new name, or it's just the same as rename. Or you could right click this one and select rename. Say for example, we call this Jupyter Notebook 1 and press enter. Okay, so this is now our file. Say for example, X set to 5, and then Y set to 7, and then Z is simply X plus Y. And this is our previous example. And say we add on the last line the print, which is to display the values of the variables X, comma, Y, display Y, and display the sum Z is or equal to Z. Okay, So to execute these 4 code lines or this cell, the code of this cell, we select that cell, okay, make it active, and then click this button, the run button. So notice we have here the output. Say for example, we're going to copy this, Control C, and then paste it here, Control V, and say we change Y to 18 and run the second cell. Okay, notice that the number here is 2, which means that this is the second cell we execute. Now there is no display output for the second cell for the obvious reason that there is no print function in here, unlike in cell 1 that there is a print function. So whatever we specify here, that is also exactly what we got here in the display output. But let's try to verify if indeed Y and Z were changed. So on the third cell, if we inquire for the value of Y, run this third cell, it is 18. Okay, and for Z, it is 23. Why 23? Because Z is X plus Y, and X is 5, Y is 18, therefore Z is 23. So we have verified that indeed the second cell was executed. We may also add some descriptive or narrative text on our Jupyter notebook. Say we want to write something here, some text. We could simply drag this cell on top, place it there, and then select the cell and click this button, choose markdown, and you could bring out the markdown reference by clicking the help and click this markdown reference. Okay, so as you can see here, if this is what you want to get, italic text, then you have to write the markdown this way or this way. For a bold effect, you can do it like this or this one. Now let's try the heading one. Okay, so we could put the hashtag there, symbol, or we could underline this with this equal symbol. So let's try it here. Say we write the text CPE 211 data structures and algorithms analysis. We want this to be heading 1. So underline this text with the equals symbol, and then say another text would be introduction to Jupyter notebook, and we want this to be bold-faced, so we are going to put these symbols here and also this one, and we surround this with double asterisk, right? Say our next text would be lesson 1. Notice that lesson 1 is bold-faced because we did not terminate the bold-face effect in this line. So to terminate it, we put this one. Okay, so that's the start of the bold-face effect and the end of the bold-face effect. So lesson 1 would be displayed as a paragraph text, or the normal way of displaying the text, like our output. Say we want lesson 1 to be italic, so we're going to surround it with 1 asterisk. So this is to start the italic effect, and this is to terminate the italic effect. Okay, and then maybe we would say exploring exploring Jupyter notebook. And then we run this. So this is what we got. This is our markdown text. So you could insert any descriptive or narrative text like what we did here at any point in our Jupyter notebook. And you could use this one as your reference for whatever effect you would like to get. Now, our notebook one is still in the cloud. We don't have a file copy of this in our computer. So if you want to get a copy of this, then you can right-click the file and click download. So we have already downloaded the Jupyter Notebook 1, and let's check where it is stored. It is in the downloads folder, and say we rename this to Jupyter Notebook 2. Okay, say this has a different content, and say this is an existing Jupyter notebook that you would like to upload to the JupyterLab so you can edit it. How do we upload this one? To upload, you simply click this button and then find the location of your file, and this is the one. Select that and click open. Now we have already uploaded our Jupyter Notebook 2 from our computer. It's now in the cloud, and we can double click that one to view. Okay, and then you can change that and save it again and then download it.